Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited to be filming. I've been everywhere all over the place. I've been pre-filming all these videos. My bun doesn't even fit in the frame. My bun is horrible. My hair is horrible. It looks like a dog chewed on it. You know, that doll that Angelica used to have, Cynthia. That's how I look. So ignore my Cynthia head. I look horrible, and I know somebody's gonna notice this. Maybe I shouldn't even be pointing it out because it annoys a lot of people, but I do have a pimple, right there. I don't know if y'all can see it, right there. It's gross. I hate it. And yeah, just ignore it and ignore my nasty hair. I mean, I try for y'all. I try, but it's just my makeup comes out okay, but my hair doesn't. But anyways, that's not what the video's about. Let's move on. Already wasted time. So in today's video, I've been hearing about the Mandela effect for a while now, and I never really thought of anything like this could happen. And then when I started seeing more Mandela effect videos and seeing how people remember things differently, I was like, oh my god, I was like, this thing can actually be real. And by the way, I do not trust the American government whatsoever. I know our government is corrupt. I know that we spy on everyone. I know our government sucks. So I don't think time travel is, false, and I don't think parallel universes are false. I actually think that all of this could be real. I am a very strong believer in everything. I mean, if y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all would see that I post a lot about Charmed and the craft and witchy stuff. Not that I really practice witchcraft or anything, but I do believe that there is other stuff out there. Aliens, whatever you want to think of. I do believe that there is, other things going on in this world. So whenever I heard one story on this guy, I don't even know his YouTube channel, and I'm so sad that I did not even memorize it. I have it saved under my saved videos or liked videos or something. And he said that he doesn't remember 9/11 or doesn't remember he was in 9/11, something along those lines. And then I read an article about this person saying that nobody he doesn't remember 9/11. Basically, the story that I read on the internet, and then this guy saying his on his YouTube channel how they remember things differently or something like that. But anyways, I'm here to share today my Mandela effect experiences. Yes, it happened. It has happened with the Kit Kat. I think the Kit Kat has a dash. I think Pikachu's tail is freaking dark at the end. It has a black patch. I remember so many different things. I remember what is it, Sex in the City? That's what I remember. I remember so many things. Everything that the Mandela effect has affected, I remember it differently. So maybe I'm just the only one, but whatever. My 9/11, I actually don't even remember 9/11. Let's get started with that. My Mandela effect on 9/11. Oh my god, this might trip you out. I wouldn't even have thought of ever making a video about this Mandela effect 9/11 or anything. Never even thought, because I wouldn't have I just wouldn't have thought of making a video like this. I would have never even thought that stuff like this could happen. You remember things differently, whatever. I just would not even remember it, right? I'm a type of person that says, well, you remember things your own way. I let it go. So when I heard these stories about 9/11 and I heard about the Mandela effect, I'm like, I have to share this out there. Somebody out there one day has to find this. Somebody has to find this and has to know my experiences and that I'm not lying. First of all, I hate liars, and anybody who knows me knows I would never lie in my life. I would never lie. But okay, this is trippy. So let's get started. So around 9/11, which was in 2001 or so, people say. Some people remember in 1999, but I remember in 2001. Well, I don't remember it, but people told me it was in 2001. Okay. I asked my mother, first of all, when I first saw these videos and heard about them, I asked my mother, I was like, Mom, can we have a chat about 9/11 and what happened and where was I at and blah, 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 blah. She was like, sure. So I asked my mother first. I was like, my little sister wasn't born, so I can't ask her, do you know where you were in 9/11? She doesn't know. So I asked my mother. I was like, Mom, so, do you remember where I was in 9/11? And she was like, yeah, you were in school. And then I was like, really? She's like, yeah, and your grandfather was in San Antonio with your grandmother, and I remember that they had to, they were fixing something having to do like something important. They have to do something important there in San Antonio. And my mama told me that they ended up not doing it because everybody was freaking out because it was all over the news, and 9/11, you know, everybody was like, oh my God, the Twin Towers are down. Like, we're going to be attacked. We're going to die. Everybody thought about that. So they had to like tell them to like leave, kind of. And, or like they held them in and then like the paperwork didn't get done. Something didn't get done. That's all I remember, okay? My mom had just said that they were in something important together. Well, yeah, together. And then she's like, and your older sister and you were in school. I was like, oh, okay. So like that day passed and I still, like, something in my head still just didn't click about 9/11. I was like, why don't I remember it? I was 4 in 2001. I was 4 years old. I remember a doll that was my cousin's, and I was like around 3 when I wanted that doll so bad. And I think I like forced her to give it to me. And I remember that doll. I remember how it looked. I remember that doll so much, like blonde hair. I remember it. The fact that I remember that doll that was before 2001, because there's a picture actually with me and that doll, and I think it's dated like the year 2000 or something. I was young, and it's dated. And the fact that I remember that doll, but I don't remember 9/11, really freaked me out. So I kept thinking and thinking. I was like, where the heck was I? Like, why don't I remember it? Like, maybe, yeah, it's very convenient for me not to remember because I was 4 years old, right? Like, okay, yeah, you're 4 years old, you don't remember it. And I was like, okay, like, it clicked to me. I was like, I may not remember it because I was 4, I was too young. You know, memories don't really stick. I'm like 19 now, I probably forgot about it. But then I remember that doll, and I was like, well, why do I remember that doll but not 9/11? So then I asked my older sister, I was like, where were we in 9/11? And then she's like, we were out of town. We were on our way back. I was like, really? And then she was like, yeah, we were on our way back from our grandma and grandpa's house. And then I was like, oh, because mama said that we were in school and that grandma and grandpa were doing something important in San Antonio. And mama was at work. My older sister was like, no. She's like, we were coming back from grandma and grandpa's house. And then I was like, well, sweetie, I can't tell you yes or no because I don't remember it. She's like, you don't remember it? I was like, no. I was like, she can remember because she was like, what, 7, 8, and I was 4. So I'm like, you probably remember it. She's like, yeah, I remember it. I remember. She started like saying all these things, like how she remembers it and how we heard in the news, something like that. So then that day passed. And me and my little sister, like, we're the ones that believe more in stuff like this. And me and my little sister, like, you know, we were watching the Mandela effect videos again on YouTube. And my little sister, I kept telling her, I was like, I don't remember 9/11. Why don't I remember 9/11? I'm like, I didn't even hear about 9/11 until I moved from my other town to this town. And I moved when I was 7, maybe I was 7 when I moved here. And I remember hearing about 9/11 for the first time when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade. That would make me, what, 7, 8? I remember hearing about 9/11 the first time there and watching a video. I remember the first time. I remember that. And I remember like everybody saying, oh my God, yeah, I remember that. And I'm like, my mama told me about this. And I was like, what the heck are people talking about? And then they told me, and like, you know me, like, I'm so smart. Like, I catch up to things like that fast. And I was like, oh yeah, it was like the tragic thing that happened in America or whatever. But I still didn't remember it. But I didn't think anything of it, of course. I still didn't think anything of it until like a couple of freaking weeks ago. I thought something about it. Here is the creepy part. I was, one night, me and my little sister were talking, and I was like, okay. I was like, I'm still trying to figure out about 9/11. Why don't I remember it? Blah, 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 blah. And then we were still looking for videos, scrolling through stories, articles, everything. I'm reading, like, I got my book on philosophy, and I was like, maybe there's something here in the philosophy book, because it is a book of knowledge. There's nothing in there. And I was like, fine, like, whatever, I'm going to give up on it. Then I remember, I started counting down, like, to what age that I started school. I was like, well, okay, I was like, so if I was in school in 2001, I was like, then what grade was I in? So I started like counting down. Like, I literally started counting down and started, like, you know, like going backwards and like doing, I was born this year and this year, subtract by this year, you know what I mean? Like, just calculating what grade I would be in, because I did start school a whole year later than everybody else because my birthday's in September. So like the rule was, or I don't know if it still is like this in Texas, at least I think it's in Texas, that if your birthday's in like a certain month, I think it's like September and October maybe, then since you're not completely 4 whenever you're gonna get into kindergarten, pre-K, when you're not completely 4 to get into pre-kinder, then you have to wait a whole other year till you're 4 And basically I entered for going to be 5 because my birthday is in September the 5th. So that means I entered school when I was 4, and like a couple weeks later I turned 5. You get it again? Yeah. So I entered school when I was 5. When I was 5, I actually have a picture up there of my graduation whenever I graduated from kindergarten. And guess what the year says? The year says 2003 till 2004. Like 2003-2004. That would make me be a kindergartner at that time, and that means that I started school in 2002 to 2003. I started pre-K 2002, not 2001. I was 2002. So I automatically gathered my information again, and I asked my mother again, where was I in 9/11? She's like, you were in school. I was like, Mama, I could not have been in school if I started school in 2002. She was like, what? You started school in 2002? I'm like, yeah. And I showed her the picture, and I gave her the details, and she was like, then where were you? I was exactly, where was I in 9/11? Like, where was I? She's like, well, your grandma and grandpa were in San Antonio, and even my grandma also remembers them being in San Antonio. And then my sister, she was like, well, we were out of town. So nobody's stories match up other than my mama's and my grandma's, in that they both agree that my grandma and my grandfather were in San Antonio, right? They both agree about that. So, like, where was I? I started flipping out. I was like, where was I? I was like, oh my God, I wasn't even born. Like, I'm adopted. The freaking Mandela effect ruined my birth date. Maybe I did start school in 2001 and I was held back. Something. I was automatically like thinking all of these things. But my mother, my sister, and my grandmother do not remember where I was. And I don't even remember 9/11 or where I was. But I do remember a doll that was given to me way before 2001. That makes me think, and that makes me freak out. Where was I? There's absolutely no proof of me being anywhere. Nobody remembers it. Nobody, not even my mother. And like, nobody remembers anything of, or anywhere that I was at. So where was I? Like, I'm still so blown away. I'm just like, okay, will I ever know where I was at? Probably not. Probably we go to a hypnotherapist and like they go all the way down to like your freaking head, and like they like go and do all of this voodoo thing on you, and then they tell you, oh yeah, like they make you go back to your deepest memories. And I was probably like, oh yeah, I was not born yet. I was never in existence, and the Mandela effect ruined everything. And guess what? Now I'm in existence. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do. Honestly, I'm gonna do that. I want to like get hypnotized so I can know exactly where I was in that day. Like, I want them to go deeper down in my head so I can know exactly where I was, because I mean, it goes deep down to a lot of memories. I want them to do that to my mama too, so they can know exactly where I was. Like, it's mind-blowing. I don't know about what you guys think about the Mandela effect. I am a full believer. I'm a full believer in everything having to do with stuff like that, because the world is way too big for us to just, you know, be the only ones in the universe. The government is way too crapped up and like screwed up for all of these things not to be possible. So that just keeps you thinking. Maybe like y'all can comment down below and tell me, well, maybe you were too young, or maybe you have, you know, whatever, short memory, whatever, you probably forget everything, which actually I don't. I remember things people don't remember. That's another thing. Like, I'm like, yeah, you were here. Anyways, that was just basically my experience and how I figured this out like a couple weeks ago. Probably like 2 weeks ago is whenever I started to think about 9/11, but it was probably like about 2 months ago when I heard about the Mandela effect. Maybe before that, because like I'm always on YouTube, so I hear about everything. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. Please, please, please tell me what you think. Leave your comments down below and tell me, help me out. Maybe you don't remember it either. Maybe you remember it differently. Please just tell me, help me out, y'all. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say other than I love y'all so much. Don't forget to like this video because it really helps me out. Don't forget to subscribe because I'm on social media, which will be down below as well. And there's some videos that are going to be popping out here, all of a screen somewhere. Oh, and have a nice day. Okay, bye.